Good evening all. It's nice to be in. This is my first gig in the Wirral for about 15 years, I think. I'm Attila the Stockbroker from Brighton. And I'm a punk rock poet. Some of you know that, some of you maybe don't. Thanks very much to all you lot for inviting us, especially Ken, who's obviously spent a lot of time putting this gig together. And we're on tour together. Me and David Rovics have been on tour, constantly really, for about 5 years. And we say the same sort of things in totally different ways. I'm going to start off with this, which is about being a punk rock poet for 26 years, and it's called My Poetic License. Yo, I'm the MC of Ranting Rebel Poetry, and I'm a history and my identity. I'm independent, a red cottage industry, DIY from here to eternity. Now let me tell you what's been going on. I take inspiration from centuries long gone, oral tradition of sedition. That's my position. No court jester with a tame disposition. Poetic license? 26 years I've had one, and they don't come easy. They're not handed out for fun. You have to earn it, work and sweat and move, not get stuck in a dead poet bore groove. I earn mine in dirty, scummy punk clubs, art centres, rock gigs, festivals and dodgy pubs. And yes, once or twice I've had to fight. But when a fascist hits a poet, the poet's doing something right. So listen up, this MC's here to stay. Wild are those years ago and still fired up today. I love words, and I've got this message for you. Poetry's not boring, though some poets bore you. And I have to say that some poets bore me. They're about as fun as a week on the lavatory, dull and pretentious, playing the art game. Real problem is they give the rest of us a bad name, but I'm in the forward line, down there in the scrum. Tedious, whining poets, up your bum. Now some of the critics think my stuff's no good, but I earn my living at it. Those jerks never could. Yes, as you see, I'm a little bit bolshy too, but that's just one of the ways I want to get through. Sometimes it's cerebral, dry, esoteric wit. Sometimes it's loud and wild and hard and rude as shit. I love words, and I love them in the red and raw. I like to use them in ways they can't be used before. I want you to laugh, I want you to think as well. Bollocks to TV, this is live as hell. Oral tradition, the real origins of poetry. Attila the Stockbroker, ranting rebel MC, Dean of the Social Surrealist University. Welcome to my wild poetic journey. Cheers. Can we have this light so it stays the same? Because in a minute I'm going to have to read some of my poems, especially the new one that I wrote this afternoon. And I don't want it to go all dark in the middle. But before that, I'm going to do this. They claim their planet's dying, that soon it's going to blow, and so they're coming here. They say they've nowhere else to go. With their strange computer voices and their one eye on a pole, they're moving in next door, and then they're signing on the dole. Asylum-seeking Daleks are landing here at noon. Why can't we simply send them back or stick them on the moon? It says here in the Daily Mail they're coming here to stay. The loony lefties let them in. The middle class will pay. They claim that they're not terrorists. That doesn't wash with me. The last time I saw one, I hid weeks behind the settee. Good Lord, they're pink with purple bumps. There's photos of them here, not just extraterrestrial. The bloody things are queer. Yes, homosexual Daleks. And they're sponging off the state with huge Arts Council grants to teach delinquents how to skate. It's all here in the paper. I better tell the wife, for soon they will exterminate our British way of life. This satire on crass ignorance and tabloid-fostered fear is at an end. Now let me give one message, loud and clear. Golf course, shop floor, or BNP. Smash bigotry and hate. Asylum seekers, welcome here. You racists, emigrate. Cheers. Well, now I'm going to do the one I wrote this afternoon, because I've done a bit of Wirral tourism today, having not been here really much. My wife's from Northwich, but I've never really been. I played in Hoylake about 15 years ago somewhere. But apart from that, and apart from seeing Brighton and Hove Albion play Tranmere Rovers many, many times at Prenton Park, I haven't really been around here much. So I wandered around today. I went to Birkenhead and had a good look around Birkenhead Market and a few other places. Then I went, because I'm from Brighton, I thought, there's a place I've really got to go to. And when I went there, and I saw it, I wrote a poem about it. Now, what's in a name? New Brighton. It's kind of comparing the Brighton I come from with that one. There are advantages and disadvantages. I start off with the advantages and I finish with the disadvantages. No supercilious yuppie hordes. No rip-off absentee landlords. No crap stewed chains to ruin your pub. No overpriced, pretentious grub. No begging crusties hooked on smack. No London dealers pushing crack. No endless naff espresso bars. No narrow streets clogged up with cars. No pissed up hordes who fight and sing. No beer. No life. No anything. There is a fort. Says open, but the gates are resolutely shut. New Brighton, that's a good idea, but it's not going to happen here. Cheers. I'll tell you what, even the seagulls look really bored. And I'm a Brighton supporter, so I know about things like that. So I'll do this one now. I'm the poet in residence of Brighton Hove Albion Football Club. I'm also the stadium announcer and disc jockey, so we have an official ban on Phil Collins at our ridiculous stadium that isn't actually a stadium at all, because we spent 10 years without a ground and we're still battling fucking Lewis Council to get one. Yeah, I'm the poet in residence of Brighton Hove Albion. I follow them home and away. Tomorrow, David and I are playing at Brentford in the football club after the match, because Brighton are playing Brentford, and David is going to go to his first ever football match, or soccer as they call it in the US, and he's in for a treat. Because, we lost 6 matches in a row until the last one, and we've scored 1 goal in our last 7 games, and both our last 2 matches ended 0-0. Brentford have lost the last 10 of their 11 games. They're bottom of the 3rd division. I still call it that. It's called League One now, but it's the 3rd division. I've been watching 3rd division football much of my life. I know what it is. And Brentford are bottom, and we're 7th from bottom, so it's going to be rocking. And it'll be a great introduction. But Sinje, Dave's partner, she really likes football. She's from Denmark. She supports Brøndby in Denmark, which isn't pronounced like that, by the way. But anyway, so this is the. I'm assuming here that you all hate Man U. I'm sure you do, and I'm assuming that some of you like football and know that even though the team I support hasn't had many highs, it's my home club. I've supported it all my life. But in 1983, we actually got to the FA Cup final. It was amazing. We spent 4 years in the 1st division, during which we actually had the Indians sign over Liverpool, knocked them out of the FA Cup twice in a row. I was there at Anfield 2-1. I was there at Anfield 1983 2-1 when Phil Neal missed a penalty in the last minute. And the following season, blow me, we beat them 2-0 at the Goldstone. In between those two, of course, we got to the cup final. We played Man U, and no one gave us a hope in hell. But with 10 seconds to go, the score was 2-2. And our stalwart centre forward, Vic Robinson, broke the ball forward, passed to Gordon Smith. And all were standing between Brighton Hove Albion and the most unbelievable result in our history was Gary Bailey, the Man United goalkeeper. And I was at the game, but apocryphally, the commentator on the radio and the telly said, "And Smith must score." That's what this poem's called. 5 yards out, an open goal, and not a man in sight. The memory of that awful miss still haunts me late at night. 10 seconds left in extra time and history in the making. But Smith's shot hit the goalie's legs, and now our hearts are breaking. A paralytic lemming with the skill of a dead cat and the finesse of a hamster could have done better than that. A decomposing dogfish, wrapped in bondage, head to toe, could have stuck that ball into the net. But Gordon Smith, oh no. When Robinson broke down the left and put the ball across, we knew for sure the Seagulls' win was Man United's loss. And as old Smithy shaped to shoot, a mighty roar went up. The impossible had happened. We'd won the FA Cup. A fleeting glimpse of glory. Alas, 'twas not to be. We lost the replay 4-0, went down to Division 3. The one chance of a lifetime, so cruelly snatched away. But till the white coats come from me, I'll never forget that day. Cheers. Now, when I and many of you were growing up, spam was pink and inedible and foul and disgusting. It came in tins and it was made out of the reproductive organs of various furry creatures. And it became even more inedible when it was covered in batter and served up at school as spam fritters. Then it was just something, it was so surreally disgusting that it was almost kind of, like art, the sort of thing that people get grants for these days, Now, of course, you get it in your inbox if you're online, and I went on tour and I came back to so much of it. I thought, right, time to write a poem about this. So I did. This is called "Oh for the Days When Spam Was Just a Monty Python Sketch." Thanks to the internet, my wife is a very happy woman. My penis is now 47 feet long. It stays erect for weeks at a time, and it is garlanded by hundreds of genuine Rolex watches, acquired with the millions I have won in various Albanian lotteries, and the billions generously deposited in my accounts by the grateful executors of the wills of innumerable African tribal chiefs, all mysteriously deceased, along with their entire extended families, in improbably gruesome lawnmower accidents in Liechtenstein. My account with Lloyd's has been suspended. I don't have one. My wife's breasts enlarge and reduce spontaneously as we use our 95% discounted software to gaze at the pictures of our free timeshare apartments, enjoying continuous multiple orgasms while admiring our genuine Chinese historical artifacts purchased online from Hong Kong. Our garden is full of imported rubber. Not rubber sex toys or even rubber boots, just rubber. I have more free Coldplay MP3s than you could wave a suicide note at. I also have Kate Moss suction power. I don't know what that is, but I'm hoping it may be useful next time the toilet needs unblocking. I now know the Cyrillic alphabet and the Polish for "want to put extra inches on your one-eyed monster?" Every morning, a new surrealist word juxtaposition appears in my inbox as the spammers seek to avoid the spam filter. Applicator fornicate. Consonant clitoris. Hay fever padre. Gash ineptitude. Out evoke in robins. Bestiality service charge. Decomposing lark's vomit in Gulf Crystal Palace. Okay, I made the last one up, but all the others are genuine. And to prove that truth is indeed stranger than fiction in our brave new world, my website is recommended as one of the top 50 stockbroking sites on many search engines. Now that really is Python-esque. Cheers.